Well, holy smokes, everybody. This crazy housing market where prices have been going out of control. We've seen crazy bidding wars, people paying 20, 30% above asking price, 50,000, 100,000 above asking price. It's been lunacy, madness, but it looks like the madness is coming to an end. In this video, I'm going to go over REDFIN CEO's latest statement where he says the housing market has peaked and more supply is coming because this big issue of crazy house prices has been from low supply. I'm also going to go over some of the latest data that shows us that we are peaking and also shows us that some areas house prices are already starting to fall. Now, I know what you may be thinking. You may be like, oh, they've been calling the top for months, for years, but house prices just keep going up, up and away. But you know why this keeps happening? Because the government and the central banks have kept kicking the can down the road. But eventually the road has to end and they have to face reality, and the problems can't go away just by throwing money at it. So now that the stimulus has been taken away, it's time for the free market to do its thing. Okay, let's get straight into it. So you've probably seen this latest housing market data, everybody. Soaring home prices have shattered another record in June, according to the S&P Case-Shiller. So listen to this, everybody. Home prices have rose 18.6% annually in June, and that's up from a 16.8% increase in May. Now you may think this is great that house prices are going up so fast. But this is actually very dangerous because remember, when things go up vertically, they also fall vertically. And this is the biggest increase in the S&P Shiller on record. Also, what we have to learn from history, everyone, prices are now 41% higher than the last peak during the housing boom in 2006. So when we look at all the indicators, the fundamentals and the data, it is all pointing to times just like 2000, just like 2008, and if you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it. But listen to this, everybody. Buyers rejoice that the US housing market is starting to normalize. So again, the housing market data we get is always delayed, but the real-time data for September, we're starting to see some cracks in the housing market. Because listen to this, everybody. The medium listing prices also dropped to 380,000 from July's record high of 385,000. So did you hear that, everyone? Medium listing prices are starting to fall. So this is all signs that we are at the peak. Now again, we don't just go from boom to crash in 1 month. It's a slow process and it takes time for sellers' psychology to change. But wait, there's more. Don't go anywhere. We're now going to get into the statement from REDFIN CEO that the housing market is peaked, there's more supply coming, and we're not going to see price gains like this for decades.
A little bit of a slowdown, but nothing major. And what's causing that?
Well, it's just a return to normalcy. So demand has slackened somewhat, but it's still strong. What's really new is that new listings are up about 10%. We haven't seen a real increase in inventory in a long time. It was hard to persuade sellers to put their homes on the market because they thought if we wait 1 more month, we're going to get more money. But now I think sellers have realized we're near the top of the market. They're more eager to get their homes listed and sold. And so it's easier to put deals together than it has been in a year.
Wow, did you hear that, everybody? This is huge. Sellers' psychology is now starting to change because what you have to know about markets, a lot of it is based on fear and greed. Very basic. So we've had a lot of greed in the housing market. For example, why would you want to sell your home now if you expect prices will actually be 10% higher in 6 months? And this is what contributed to record low supply, was this psychology of, I'm not going to sell my home, I'm going to wait because I can get a better deal later. But now everything's changed. Sellers are starting to think we're actually at the peak, and maybe if I don't sell my home now, I may not get a better price for it 3 months, 6 months down the line. But listen to what he says next.
So we're near the top of the market, you think?
I don't think you're going to see price appreciation of 20 or 25% for years. So prices may still remain strong. About a third of homes are selling in a week, but they aren't going to be shooting through the roof the way they were in the spring or last fall.
Well, holy smokes, everybody. That confirms it. We are at the peak. I do agree. It's looking very peakish in the market right now. And I do agree. The reason why we're seeing crazy house price growth is because interest rates have been dropped. Because what you have to know is For every 1% reduction in interest rates, house prices will increase anywhere between 10 and 15% because people's borrowing capacity is all of a sudden boosted. But now with the Federal Reserve's interest rates at zero, and it's looking like the next move will be up, not down, people's borrowing capacity is not going to increase. The chart I've been showing, and I can't wait to get the latest August data to see what the trend is that US housing supply is increasing, and right now it's around 6.2 months worth of supply, and once it starts going over the 7-month supply mark, that's when we start to see prices cooling and dropping. And also now with the eviction moratoriums ending, the forbearance programs ending, and the Federal Reserve most likely going to taper its mortgage-backed securities, that means mortgage rates are going to go up. It's looking like we will start to see proof of the housing market cooling and maybe even some areas of price falling late this year or early 2022, because again, the data always lags. And I don't see any more kicks in the can left. So everyone, that was just a quick update with the latest that's going on in the housing market. What do you think will happen? Let me know. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.